Have you ever wondered about those pesky little creatures that buzz in your ear and leave you with itchy bites? Yes, I'm talking about mosquitoes. While they might seem like simple pests, their life cycle is actually a fascinating and complex journey. Today, we're going to dive deep into the world of mosquitoes, from a tiny egg to a flying adult. Stick around, because what you learn might just surprise you and even help you keep them at bay. Let's start at the very beginning, the egg. The life of a mosquito begins when a female, after a blood meal, lays her eggs. But where she lays them is crucial. Most people think of large ponds, but it can be any source of standing water. This could be a pond, a mara, a puddle left after rain, or even the water collected in an old tire or a flower pot in your backyard. The strategy for laying eggs varies quite a bit between different species. Some mosquitoes, like those from the Culex and Culicita genera, lay their eggs in clusters, creating what's called an egg raft. These rafts can contain anywhere from 100 to 300 eggs and float on the surface of the water. They look like tiny dark specks, almost like a bit of soot. This rafting strategy helps protect the eggs from dry mud and from being eaten by predators. Other species, like the Aedes mosquito, known for transmitting diseases like Zika and Dent, have a different approach. They lay their eggs individually along the waterline of containers that periodically fill with water. These eggs are incredibly resilient. They can survive for months in dry conditions, just waiting for the next rain to submerge them and trigger hatching. This is why it's so important to empty any standing water around your home. Those dormant eggs could be waiting for their chance. Anopheles mosquitoes, the ones famous for carrying malaria, also lay their eggs one by one directly on the water's surface. Each egg has tiny floats on its sides to keep it from sinking. Depending on the temperature of the water, these eggs will hatch in just a couple of days. Warm water speeds up the process, while cooler temperatures can slow it down. Once an egg hatches, we move on to the second stage of the mosquito life cycle, the larval stage. Out of the egg comes a tiny larva, often called a wriggler. If you've ever looked closely at a bucket of stagnant water, you might have seen these little creatures. They look like tiny, hairy worms wiggling their way through the water. They spend almost their entire time in this aquatic environment, but even though they live in water, they still need to breathe air. Most mosquito larvae have a special tube at the end of their body called a siphon. They hang upside down from the water's surface, with the tip of the siphon breaking through to the air, kind of like a little snorkel. You can often see them suspended like this, taking in oxygen. If you disturb the water, they'll quickly wriggle down to the bottom to hide from potential threats. What do these wrigglers eat? Their main job during this stage is to eat and grow. They feed on algae, bacteria, and other tiny organic particles in the water. They have mouth brushes that they use to filter these microscopic food atoms out of the water. As they eat and grow, they molt or shed their skin. 4 times. Each stage between molts is called an instar. By the end of the 4th instar, the larva is much larger and has stored up enough energy to enter the next phase of its life. The larval stage can last anywhere from 4 days to 2 weeks. Again, highly dependent on the water temperature and food availability. After the 4th and final molt, the larva transforms into a pupa. This is the 3rd stage, and is a non-feeding, resting stage. Similar to a butterfly's chrysalis, mosquito pupae are often called tumblers because of how they move. Unlike the larvae, which wriggle, pupae tumble and flip through the water to escape danger. They are comb-shaped and still live in the water. but their focus has shifted entirely from eating to transforming. Even though they don't eat, pupae are still active and must breathe. They have two small breathing tubes on their back, called trumpets, which they use to get air at the water's surface. Inside this pupal case, a remarkable transformation is happening. The aquatic larva is reorganizing its entire body structure to become a terrestrial flying adult. Organs are changing, wings are forming, and legs are developing. This incredible metamorphosis usually takes about 1 to 4 days to complete. The pupal stage is the bridge between the watery world of the larva and the aerial world of the adult mosquito. Finally, the moment of emergence arrives. This is the fourth and final stage. The adult mosquito, the pupal case splits open along the back, and the fully formed adult mosquito begins to pull itself out. This is a very vulnerable time. The mosquito slowly emerges and rests on the water's surface. Using the empty pupal skin as a life raft, it needs this time to let its body harden and its wings dry out and expand. A slight breeze or a ripple in the water could be fatal at this point. Once its wings are dry and strong, the adult mosquito is ready for flight. An adult mosquito's body is divided into 3 parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. They are surprisingly varied in size, ranging from just 5 mm to a rather large 20 mm. The head has the eyes, the antennae for sensing, and the proboscis, which is the long, needle-like mouth part used for feeding. The thorax is the middle section where the wings and 6 legs are attached. The abdomen is the rear section, which expands when the mosquito feeds. Now that it can fly, the mosquito's first priority is to find food for energy. This is where the paths of male and female mosquitoes diverge significantly. Both male and female mosquitoes will feed on plant nectar and sweet juices to get the sugar they need for energy to fly. You might even find male mosquitoes helping to pollinate certain plants. They have absolutely no interest in you or your blood. It's the female mosquito that has become infamous. After mating, the female needs a blood meal, but why? It's not for her own survival. The protein and air in blood are essential nutrients she needs to develop her eggs. Without blood, most female mosquitoes cannot reproduce. So, when a female mosquito bites you, she's not being malicious. She's a mother to be trying to provide for her future offspring. She uses a complex combination of senses to find the host, detecting carbon dioxide from our breath, body heat, and specific chemical odors from our skin from up to 100 feet away. After a successful blood meal, the female finds a quiet place to rest for a few days while her body digests the blood and develops the eggs. Once the eggs are ready, she seeks out a suitable water source and the entire cycle begins all over again. A single female can lay hundreds of eggs during her lifetime. The lifespan of an adult mosquito can vary greatly. Environmental conditions play a huge role. In ideal conditions with plenty of food and suitable temperatures, a female mosquito might live for a month or even longer. Male mosquitoes, on the other hand, have a much shorter life, usually only lasting about a week or 2. Their sole purpose is to mate, and once that's done, their life's work is complete. Of course, factors like predators such as dragonflies, birds, and spiders and our own mosquito control efforts can significantly shorten their lives. So there you have it, the complete, full-stage life cycle of a mosquito, from egg, to wriggling larva, to tumbling pupa, and finally, to the flying adult. We all know, understanding this cycle is key to controlling mosquito populations. By simply eliminating standing water in our own yards, we can break the cycle and prevent eggs from ever hatching into larvae. It is a small step that can make a big difference in enjoying our outdoor spaces without those uninvited, buzzing guests. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the mosquitoes world. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you learned something new, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content about the amazing and sometimes annoying world of insects. See you in the next one.